Hello and welcome to BierTier, German engineer. Yes, today we are finally back live here with oxygen not included. Yes, it has been a while since we played oxygen, but it is once again time again. So let me take a quick look into chat before we do anything else. Who do we already have here? We have Elfie Wolf, we have Rubber Duck, we have von Rhineland Anthony is here. Kionis is here, Words is here, Killjoy is here, and Dragons is here. Welcome and thank you for joining already. Truly appreciate that, of course. As always, Jared is here as well. Thank you guys for joining. And let's try to remember what the hell is going on here and what we did last time, because, yeah. Kind of hard right now for me to remember what we did here 2 weeks ago. So, let me put in a couple more fridges here and clean this here up before we do anything. Other than that, food's coming in. Other than down here, still body temperature. That should be a self-solving problem though, right? Oh yeah. That should be fine. It's just a question of time. Other than that, up here on the top, looking decent. What do we have here? Random mercury? Where are you even coming from? I don't know. Let's mop what we can mop. That's great. Kevin Brown says, hello beer. I have a beer, avoid the bears, and don't bear yourself in public. That is correct. All three. Cannot agree more. And Rubber Duck has been a level 3 member to the channel for almost a year, 11 months to be precise. That is absolutely crazy. Thank you very much for the insane support, Rubber Duck. I truly appreciate that. And of course, cannot forget about Twitch as well. We have Okwo, or however the hell you would pronounce that, over there as well. Says hi to you as well, and thank you very much for joining. Truly appreciate that, because of course here we do not discriminate between platforms. Okay, let's see what the hell we have even going on here. That's right, we were in the middle of building this here. Gotta look at that. And then down here on the bottom, that's right, I remember. We have a broken RoboMiner right here because we built it out of steel. And the truth is that one Sir Aqua Tuna cannot quite keep up with 3 kilograms per second of magma, so we need to buff this here up just a tiny little bit. And it looks like we already started that process over here, so that is very good. Von Reitland says, but what is a bear drinking a beer? I would say that is the best possible combo you can have. What do we have here? Nickel. Insufficient resources. Really? We're out of nickel? Is that a fact? That is a fact. But we're not out of nickel ore. That's where it's at. Let's make us some nickel. How about we make us a bunch? We have 136 tons. That's plenty. Let's start with 50 units. That should be plenty to get this build here done. And then, of course, this build here was originally meant, clearly, for an airlock door with an entrance for our dudes down here on the bottom. Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. What is even going on with our volcano right here? Erupts in 3.1 cycles, so currently we have all this hot material in it. We could help the system here a little bit by doing this here. We can't just force empty it out a little bit earlier. Yes, it's going to be a little bit hotter, but we have our second cooling loop here, so it doesn't matter. So let's just empty this system here out. That should cool it down. Incapacitated. What happened with you? Oh, you got hurt by the poke shells while mopping. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that is a problem. That would have been a first. How many are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, those things do pack a punch. 5 of them at once. That can definitely make a dent into it. There is no question. Ah, that's funny. A bear bearing down on a frosty beer, says Killjoy. Oh god. I find that a bear drinking a beer is too much bear. Too much to bear, that's right. God. Kevin says, what is the steam pressure in the steam room? We're looking at about 100 kilograms, give or take. Roughly right around that area. But again, let's empty this here out. And let's utilize those remaining 2.9 cycles to reduce the steam temperature in here as much as we can. That is at least the general idea here. And that should hopefully work. This is an unreachable build, of course, that is a problem. Yeah, because I built the airlock door before we actually built the wire. That doesn't work, can't do that. There. Yeah, my laser is broken, that's what we're doing right now. We're going to fix that laser. So let's make that happen really quickly. And get this system here back up before the volcano erupts. And our liquid pump over here, once again, pumps in more stuff. Yeah, our polluted water in here, you can see it's extremely hot. Extremely, extremely hot. That is not good. We need to get this temperature here down as soon as we can. So dupes, let's put a little bit of high priority on it. There we go. The wire right here hopefully is on a high priority already. Yep. Is a dupe actually gonna do it? Yep. Gahaku, who is not a Paku, that's right, is hopefully coming. And he is going to put in that wire. There we go. All right, beautiful. Let's try this one more time here. This here is nickel. Let's build it out of iron. Oh, there we go. Iron is fine. Let's put it in. And then let's make our way into this area right here. Fix this up. Put in a second thermal aqua tuner. And that should fix this system here up for good without too much of a problem in the future. I at least hope so. Kevin says if I set up a room between steam chamber and outside before I got visco shell, I pump it into the chamber, so keep it below about 18,000. Do you just pump the steam into the outside? Let me try to understand it. Between the steam chamber and outside before I got visco shell, pump it into the steam chamber below 18,000. Below 18,000. What? Sorry, Kevin. Can't really follow your question. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit more so I can answer it, because I just don't know exactly what you're currently referring to. All right, here comes Killjoy, building our airlock door. And let's see what we can tear up here now. We have the airlock door right here. Yes, a little bit of heat will get lost, but that's a good thing. That's what we actually want here, so can't really complain about that. We're going to rip out only the insulated tiles. Hi, that's somewhat important. Insulated tiles, all 3 of them. And then right here, this piece of dirt should allow a dupe to walk in here and get to this robo-miner right here. And then we're going to say material, change the material, and switch it over to iridium. That should fix it for good. If you let the steam sit next to that airlock, it will heat up the outside. I'm talking about keeping that in between steam chamber vacuum. Oh, right here. It's going to be absolutely negligible because we only have 27 grams out here. I am not worried about this area right here at all. The one thing that I am actually worried about is the steam pressure in here. That is what we are going to lose when we are going to close this area. And Killjoy, thank you very, very much for the 5 gifted memberships. No, I did not miss it. Just had to finish answering Kevin real quick. Killjoy, once again, thank you very much. Dragon, Yaz, XOSM, Buster, and Daniela all got a free membership from Killjoy. Once again, truly, truly appreciate that. Okay, let's make this here happen. Oh, look at this. There's also 1,200 grams of steam just stuck down here. That's funny, but that is okay. Let's get in there. And let's get this temperature here down. We need to bring it down badly and quickly. So let's make this here happen, dupes. We have to. Why do we have no carbon dioxide in here? How did that happen? Wait, how did that happen? Oh, I know how. I'm a moron. That's how that happened. This here needs to be closed off completely. Or gas can enter in here, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think 1 is not enough. I think it needs to be all 3. Yeah, I don't know. How else would we... But even then, yeah, that's gotta be it, though. That's the only way that we would have gotten carbon dioxide in here. That sucks. That does suck. Let's go into ventilation, grab us a vacuum pump, slap it in here. We don't want the carbon dioxide in here, even though it will most probably get deleted. I don't want to take the risk. And it's causing our thermal aqua tuner to overheat or something stupid like that. So let's make sure that we take care of it before it is too late. Just gonna do this, just gonna do that, and that should fix it. Just gotta do a bit of high priority. Let's make this here happen, dupes. We're running out of time a little bit. The faster, the better. Brandon is here, says hello, beer. Hello, Brandon. Thanks for joining today. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Okay. Convective wire has been built. The vacuum pump's coming in. Let's pump out this little bit of carbon dioxide right here. And be done with it. Other than that, our steam turbines are once again running at full force across the board. Of course, our steam is at 229 degrees roughly. That's great. And we're cooling down the steam chamber as it should be. And Rubber Duck with 10 gifted memberships. Rubber Duck, absolutely crazy. Thank you very much for that. That is absolute insanity. I truly, truly appreciate it. Let's go, this Rubber Duck. Hell yes, let's go. That is exactly it. Let's frickin' go. Who do we have here? We have Okan, we have Fackelson, Kroger, Sneaky, Claudia Ballas, Zaggy, Andre, Mr. Striker, and Sebastian all got a free membership from Rubber Duck. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we once again have a vacuum in here. That's great. So let's leave this here. Oh, actually, we can't because it will die. It will overheat. Let's rip it actually out and get rid of it. Take it out of here. But other than that, insulated tiles. Let's do what we came to do here. First and foremost, we need to fix the robo miner, and once that is done, we can come back and we can put in the second thermal aqua tuner. That is going to be a rather easy exercise. I'm not too worried about that, so that should be just fine. Okay, up here on the top, that's right. We need to add a second one here for a second thermal aqua tuner, but that is okay. And there we have it. Once again, carbon dioxide. What is happening? What is happening? I don't understand. How do we keep getting carbon dioxide into this area right here? We have once again carbon dioxide. I mean, it's fine apparently because it actually just works as a blocker. Nope, there it goes. Now it got annihilated. Still, how did it get in here? I do not understand. Very, very odd behavior. Unless the airlock door mod is broken. Maybe that is it. Maybe one of the updates broke it? I don't know. Either way around, we got what we came to do, or we are doing what we came to do right now. Alright. It's the smart pumps mod. Did it break finally? Oh, the smart pumps mod? But how did the smart pumps mod break it? There was a pocket in the gas line. We haven't broken a gas line yet. I don't know. Well, either way around, again, we did what we come to do, or we are doing what we came to do. It's fine. Either way around. Maybe we can figure out later what exactly the issue at hand here is. In general, I don't understand where the carbon dioxide even comes from, because this here was all steam, now it's all CO2. Very odd. Either way, dudes just need to put in this robo miner here, built out of iridium. And then, hopefully, relatively quickly, we are able to put in the second thermal aqua tuner. And it's going to live right here in this little area, right there. Matter of fact, we can already build the infrastructure for it. It's going to sit literally right here, right there. That's where it's going to be. So what we need right here is a pipe that looks something probably like... we can do probably something like this here. That'll be fine. And then right here, we can come down and build our standard liquid bridge that comes over. Once again, insulated tiles coming through into right there. And then from here, we have to rebuild this here slightly. Let's see. First thermal aqua tuner gets it right here. And then right here, we can literally just come into there. That will do it. We just have to build it. And that should be okay. All right. All that can be done in the meantime, while we wait for this to be done, which is now done. Very, very nice. All that's left now is to basically just put in a floor right here. All this other stuff here needs to be kept open just for the purposes of our bridge here and everything else, so we can build it from below. That should be fine. Okay. Other than that, over here on the left side, this area here is still a full-blown vacuum. We put in all the pastel purple background right here to stop gas from escaping. We have our research reactor. We put in some piping right here, it looks like. Yep. but I built just one big loop last time because I wasn't thinking. That's obviously not going to work. I don't know, what about thinking? We have 5 steam turbines up here, plus another 2 right there, plus another battery of 4. That makes 11. 11 steam turbines and 1 thermal tuner. Probably a problem, probably a problem. So we got to fix that. And that is what we are going to do here very, very shortly as well. Let's make sure that this here gets done first, so we don't have to split the time of the dupes between here and over there, since this here is at least a little bit critical. Time-wise, since this volcano here is going to erupt very, very soon, and it's going to introduce more heat. Rubber Duck says, I can't stay long, need some quality sleep. I fully understand. Quality sleep is definitely highly important. Alright, there it goes. That should be fine as is. While we can, let's see here, we should be able to probably fill in most of this stuff here, honestly. Just with normal tiles here along the ground. Yeah, that's fine. Along the bottom right here, I'm just going to put in some normal tiles. Actually, nope. Nope. We're still going to do insulated. Just so we suck up less heat. That's probably a better idea. And we're just going to close off this entire area right here, just so we can push as much steam up here as possible. Basically all of it. Keona says, I don't remember quality sleep. And Check Chester is here, says, hello, Beer. I finally stopped freaking out every time a dupe dies thanks to you. See, there you go. Dupes are resources. What I keep saying, dupes are resources. That's the only way to play the game. That's funny. Kevin says, I got my reactor sector up and running on my first try. Hasn't headed toward disaster yet. And that's the key word right there. Yet. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. Of course, that's great. Love to hear it. Always happy. Especially if it's the first time you're trying it. That is quite the accomplishment. Usually blows up. Or for most people, I would argue. For a majority of people, it probably blows up on the first try. But I shouldn't speak too early, because this thing here still has the potential to blow up as well. Gotta keep that always in mind, because it doesn't matter if it's the first time or the 10th time you build it, one single mistake is all that it takes. And it goes boom. Doc number 27 is here, says if dupes ever figure out they can unionize, Beer will be in trouble. That is probably a fact. That is probably a fact, yes. Can't deny it. The Geneva Convention does not exist on this channel when it comes to dupes. That's for damn sure. Basically everything we are doing here is per definition of war crime. Oh, hold on a second. Speaking of war crimes, are you still alive up here, Goof? How long have you been up here? How much food do you have left? Are you dead? Are you dying? How much longer do you have? You have 6.2 kilograms, 9% stale, 3,000 grams of pecan. So you have a little bit longer, but we gotta keep our eye on this guy, because if we forget him, he will die a horrible death. Horrible death. So, yeah. Let's try to avoid that, if possible. No promise, though, as always, because you never know. Anything specific that we need? Let's see, from the databanks we already have. The meteor blast, the blast shot maker, we already got that. Large liquid cargo tank. Yeah, eventually. We will need that, that is a fact, but for right now, it doesn't really matter too much, because we're probably just going to go straight for the improved hydrocarbon propulsion right here. Let's make this here happen, and then go from there. Sebediah here is here on Twitch, says, evening Beer, evening Sebediah, how you doing? Thanks for joining, appreciate it. For heroin, all the dead dupes come back after Beer. They might. They might come and haunt me. That is always an option. Kevin says I've been trying to hand out flyers, but I think Beer's some union besters in there. Yes. Okay. We are getting to the point where we are about to have another floor right here, so let's go ahead and put in a second large power transformer. Let's see how we're gonna route the wire that's coming down here. I don't know. Probably something insane like this. Okay, let's just put something together. slap it in here like it's no one's business. Gonna bridge over here, gonna bridge over here, gonna bridge through there. Over, down here, and into the right side. That's where it goes, or should go. Let me put it this way, and that should do it. Okay, let's put in a couple more bridges and whatnot to fix this here up. One here, one here. Let's turn it. Nope, wrong button. That's the P button. E and O will do it. There we have it. All the way through. Very nice. And then last but not least, the thing that we will need here very shortly once we have vacuum, before these here actually overheat, we will need to cool them. We just haven't done that yet, but we are ready for it. We're just going to change it slightly by deconstructing this here. And we are going to set this one like this and this one like this. Yeah. Or are we going to do it the other way around? Let me think. Actually, yeah, that's better. Let's do it this way around. Let's turn this one this way, and this way will do it. And that allows us to build us a pipe that literally comes all the way into here, a pipe that comes over here, and then into there. That's right, this pipe here stays. And this pipe here will have to be ripped out, not this one. All right, good. That should do it. Very, very simple. Okay. We will also need a liquid pipe thermal sensor. Can't forget about that bad boy. Not important, of course. We also need to be a little bit faster right here because our polluted water is now heating up in the pipe. Even though it's an insulated pipe, insulated does not mean 0% heat transfer. You gotta be always aware of that, of course. Also, we want to clean up in here while we're at it. But let's make this here happen, please, dupes. There will also be one more change that we are going to make here, because I do want this here to be actually straight very, very soon. So we have a little bit more gas exchange, because currently it's only one tile. We want to at least have 2 tiles, or we are going to superheat that tiny little corner right here. And after that, game over. That's the problem. Definitely don't want that. So it has done my duty and given the YouTube stream a like, but back here where the cool kids hang, that's right. I appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't liked the stream on YouTube yet, I would appreciate if you could do so, because it helps me out greatly and it doesn't cost anything at all. All right, everything has been built, or almost everything at least. Let's put this one in here. Very nice. That should do it, I mean. And there we go. Built out of aluminum. Just wanted to double check the material. We're not able to reach the igneous rock here anymore, are we? Son of a gun. That's annoying. That's annoying as hell, actually. Oh, God. Also, we need another mission wire. Okay, very good. Gonna copy the settings over here. And soon we also need to separate these 2 wire strands right here. That has to happen, or it's just going to cause issues as soon as this one here is built. Come on, dupes. Make it happen. Build the rest. Yep. Quick save, I know. You can already go ahead and build insulated tiles right here. That will have to happen if you like it or not, dupes. One way or another. Okay. Well, let me take a look here. We are not going to be able to close this here off, but I don't think it matters too much. I think this here will suffice. Gives us this area right here. Should be fine. Dupes are so slow today? I know. We have 23 dupes running around here, but really not that much. I mean, we don't have any other projects going on here. At all. And since we have no other projects going on, I don't really know what they're doing. Not gonna lie. Either way, dupes, please do it. Please build it, so I can open this here up and I can start this here up very, very soon, please. The earlier the better. And Santi, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. or better to say, yes, up on Twitch. Truly, truly appreciate that. One tile has been built. It's like molasses. What are they doing? I mean, dead serious. What are the dupes doing? One dupe is coming down here, cleaning out the oil well. That's fine, I suppose. What are we even doing with all the oil? Are we just building insane amounts of plastic? That is exactly what we're doing. Maybe we should just close this here. All the way. That would be great. Other than that, yeah, there's nothing else going on in the base. Come on, dudes. Get your shit together. Get your asses in here. And let's get it done. There we have it. We can now deconstruct these tiles right here. I know we have a little bit of carbon dioxide right in here, but it's definitely going to get deleted. It's only 1200 milligrams. It's fine. What aren't they doing? That is a good question. That is really a good question. You need dupe access to the well to remove gas pressure? Well, I know. But if I don't remove gas pressure, it's just going to sit there and do nothing. So I effectively just turned it off. Well, it's going to run until it's full with gas, and then it's effectively going to turn off. That's the plan here. Sorry, my English is bad? No, your English is just fine, Rubber Duck. Your English is just fine. Trust me, I live in this country. There are a lot of people that speak a hell of a lot of worse English than you do. Okay, now, I guess I will just have to leave that here, because I don't want to rip into this anymore. It's just so time-consuming for no particular reason. So let's change this here, actually, this way around. Oh, the power needs to be changed first. Okay, let me see. This here separates it. Why is this here still not built? What is wrong? Like, seriously, what is wrong? Do we not have copper? Is that what it is? We have plenty of copper. Why are we not building this here? That is a problem, dudes. Especially since we're now not cooling anymore. Like, this here has literally been waiting forever to be built. Yeah, well, wait, yeah, okay. 3C, there we go. I was about to say the large transformer was selected. That's not good. I think it's our electrical engineers that are having issues. I don't know. Maybe so. Seems like it. Seems like it. Resources, maybe that's what I was thinking. Okay, but now it's... Why is the priority at a 9? A number 22 for the dupes to build. What is happening? I'm kind of flabbergasted. We have so many dupes here that have building at a high level. Plenty. We're building nothing else. Passing electrical engineers are never the problem, says Kionis. That's a problem. No, pathing is definitely not the issue. I don't understand. Guess we'll see here in a few minutes, hopefully, maybe, that they build it. Yeah, I don't know what is so super important. And I also don't know where all this salt water here is coming from. What is it? Where is it actually coming from? I see some here, I see some there. But there's nothing left that can melt here. So I'm not entirely sure, honestly, where it's coming from. That's okay, though. Let's get rid of this stuff right here. Let's mop it up. Let's get rid of it. Before all of our food here goes bad. Because with all that salt water here on the ground, the food will go bad. There you go. Mop it up. Be done with it. Highly fascinating. Do we just not have enough engineers, maybe? I mean, it looks like we have plenty. We have Victor, Feigen, Music, that's 3, Jason, that's 4, and that's 5. 5 engineers. There should be more than enough engineers, you would think. But apparently I'm wrong. Let's see, it shows right here. Let's see, we have... right here, right here, right here, and right there. Sorry guys, getting a call right now. I'll be right back. Let's see if they're coming by in the meantime. Guess who? Alright. Well, I guess we will see how that goes. Because that was work. And if they can't find somebody else to fix it, I will have to do it myself. So hopefully they can find someone else. And I can... or this here will be a very, very short stream. But we will find that out very soon. Okay, let me set this here up the way it's supposed to be. Okay, we have 6. Everything's fine. Okay. Let's rip out the rest right here as much as we can. We may have to come back in here. Just for the time being, at least. Let's see. Coming in at 69. Coming out the other side at 40 degrees. That is totally fine. We have 2 aquatuners running side by side. And that should now be more than enough cooling power for this system right here. The only problem that I'm seeing right here is... what happened? Did our water get briefly hot enough earlier? It may have. It may have gotten... yeah. Yeah, it got hot enough. So our liquid petroleum right here was not cooled enough. That is a problem. Okay. How do we fix that? Let me take a quick look. Looks fine. There is high stress and starvation. A little bit of sour gas in here, only 16.2 grams. Thankfully, we are built out of iridium right here. That will help us in this case right here. Let's see, down here we have the petroleum. We can just grab it. And in F6, we still have our bottle drainer right here. We just have to reset it up. It's going to be super simple. Yep, this here is still working. Yeah, that's going to be fine. That's going to be just fine, I believe. The only problem is getting the sour gas out. That's going to be the one bigger issue. It's on fire. Nah, no problem. No, it's not a big issue. All we have to do is get back in here. And we are probably going to do that directly with a vacuum pump ready to roll. Yeah, that's the easiest possible way to do it. Right here. And look at that. We already have a pipe out there. Even that is ready for us. All we need is a gas pipe. Doesn't even have to be insulated. Just has to come all the way out here. Okay. Hook this here up. Let's do this here first. Once this here is built, all we have to do is opening up this wall right here, and the sour gas should be sucked up by the vacuum pump before it can even escape with a little bit of luck. That should be good. If not, then the vacuum pump will create a vacuum in absolutely no time here. Other than that, we're going to grab the petroleum. We're going to put it into the bottle drainer. And then from the bottle drainer, putting it back into our loop, which will effectively start the system back up. Not a big deal, just a little bit of a time setback. That's it. Okay, let's turn the speed back up and let's go. Is that shale? That's bloody shale. Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Shale. Anything but. What else do we have? Anything that we have in abundance. Iron ore, for example. Sounds great. Why don't we do that, huh? Why don't we do that? Let's put the vacuum pump back here again. Yeah, that is absolutely more like it. Absolutely more like it. Love how I have an email from NAB, which is an Australian bank, that says the terms of use have been updated, but I don't bank with them. That's funny. They're like, you may not be our customer, but here, just in case you care anyway. That is funny. Come on, dupes. Get this shit done. Oh, probably, of course, got reset by redoing everything else. Smells like a scam, says von Rhineland. Not fishing for sure. Trust him, says Dimitris. Nah, that's totally fine, guys. What could possibly go wrong? Oh no, it's definitely a scam. Who could have seen that coming? Yeah. Alright, we mobbed, but we didn't bring any materials. Made a mess. Oh, Goof made a mess. That's not good. We should probably send him back home. 7,800 kilocalories. Yup. Yup, he's going home. You get to mob. You get to stop making databanks. You get to take on your Atlas suit again. Where's Goof? Right here. You get to do all those fancy things, and that nice. And then once all those things are done, you get to change your destination and go back home before you die a horrible, horrible death, because I guarantee it, you wouldn't be the first dupe whom I forgot in space, in the shit rocket, and died a horrible, horrible death. Alright, this here's coming in, very good. Alright, and I'm getting another phone call. That can't be good. Hold on, guys. Be right back. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Oof. That is not good. We have one other guy that can potentially fix that issue that we are having at work. That other guy is not reachable because, of course, nobody's dumb enough to answer their phone other than me. So if they can't reach him in the next 30 minutes or so, I will have to go into work. But we got 30 minutes at the bare minimum, so it is what it is. Can't help it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, did the dupes build some shit or not? Where did we stop? I kind of forgot my train of thought here. Here we are. That's right. We wanted to break into this area right here. We still have the sour gas in here. Sour gas is very nicely stuck at 240 degrees thanks to our cooling solution in here. That's nice. That allows it, or better to say, that allows our liquid pump to not overheat, because the magma most definitely would heat up the sour gas otherwise. So that is great. Septimus says, anyway, it's way past bedtime and night all. That's great. Septimus, I hope you have a good night. They better pay extra? I'm salary. If you know what that means. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Okay, copy settings. Put that in there. And yeah. Dupes, I need you to come by here. I need you to rip out these two tiles right here, please. Matter of fact, let's do only one first. The one right beside the vacuum pump, maybe? Let's see how that works out here. Or is that just going to fill the room anyway? It's just going to fill the room anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's fine. Again, temperature-wise, it's not that super duper crazy. It's fine. And our vacuum pump here will vacuum it out into space in basically no time. So that is totally fine. As a matter of fact, that is all we need. I just realized we just have to get the obsidian out. Yeah. Salary work when we say. Salary work when we say or find a new job. Kinda. Rubber Duck says, I'll have to go now. See you all later. Rubber Ducks, thank you once again for joining today and for your gifted subs. I truly, truly appreciate that. And for your 11-month level 3 membership. All absolute insane stuff. Thanks again, Rubber Duck. Truly, truly appreciate that. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Still better than being on furlough, that is correct. I am not really complaining too much. I mean, that is the last time that I have been in the plant on the weekend was so many weeks ago. That's fine. That is fine. That just happens sometimes. Okay, good. This is done. So let's see how we can fix our piping right here. We do have our petroleum down here on the bottom. That's great. We just need a little bit of extra piping. And in case this happens again, which shouldn't, but you never know. Let's keep it semi-permanent and have it look like this here. Like this here. And then let's do it. That's all it takes. And then down here on the bottom, we have 300 grams, 8 kilograms, and 1100 grams. That's great. That's less than 10 kilograms. I just wanted to make sure. It should be less than 10 kilograms because we never had 10 kilograms in here. But double checking is always better than just blindly trusting. Okay. Okay. Let's give it a high priority, huh? There we go. So we can get the system here back up and running rather earlier than later. But to be honest. I just realized I made a mistake here. I built the airlock door one too far to the right. Which now technically means the airlock door is now just part of the inventory because I can't build a wall here. Which is fine by itself. It just loses us a little bit of heat in whatever we have out here. It's not a lot. It's not a world ending or anything, you know. But still, it's something that we can take care of very easily, though. By just putting in another wall of insulated tiles right here. That keeps the heat in there. And if we ever need to, we can just break these two walls right here. And we are right back in there. Like it's nobody's business. That's fine. We can just incorporate it into the build. Almost like we intended it that way. Okay, good. Now, set this here to petroleum. Very good. This tile here is getting built, as it should be. Yeah. Upgrade your ladders. We do need to upgrade the ladders. We do now have, what, 21 tons worth of plastic. So we should upgrade at least the main ladders right here, which is this one. And this one right here. There it goes. All the way up to the top. So the main ladders at the absolute bare minimum, but we should still have plenty left over. 13 tons. So let's also work with this ladder right here. Except those two tiles. And that should be the brunt of it. Maybe one extra, maybe. Maybe this one right here. But I have to spend as little time as possible in this environment. But that should speed up our dupes quite drastically, one would think. One more right here. To get up to the top. Yeah, that's not gonna hurt. All good. All good. Let's make that happen. That will definitely help out our dupes quite drastically. Alright, once again, we have a vacuum here, a vacuum there, and vacuum here. We do have our bottle drainer set to petroleum. We just need a dupe to come by and pick this nonsense here up. Preferably, that would be nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, he brought fresh petroleum. No, he didn't. Those were only 2,500 grams. Not sure where he got it from, but he found 2,500 grams somewhere. That's for damn sure. Nice. We're also picking up everything except the petroleum. How else would it be? Isn't that something? Raymond is here, coming down as well. And he is actually grabbing the petroleum and puts it where it belongs. Very, very nice. And we can see the contents are right here, 10 kilograms. And over here we have 2,300. That is something that we don't want. Doesn't really matter too much because we do have extra tiles right here, but it's also not necessary. So let's get rid of it as long as we can. Still. But Rhineland is back. That's nice to see. I hope I'm still back a little longer here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That's good. We need to connect now this here up and reduce the speed. So we can actually watch this here happening. It's basically like another startup. Sorta, kinda. Okay, once again, feeding it in here. Bringing it down there. And then connecting this here back up like it's nobody's business. Here we go. Quick fix. Not a big deal. And we are officially, legally back up and running. Magma is once again being fed into the chamber. This time with 2 thermal aquatunas and with our fixed RoboMiner. And we will see if now 2 thermal aquatunas can keep the heat in this area here. Or better to say, the steam turbines right here under control. If they can keep the temperature of our polluted water low enough or not. 3 kilograms per second is definitely a house number to deal with. There is no question. Alright, very, very good. Dupes are building plastic ladders. That's great. Let's deal with a little bit of water and other nonsense throughout the base here. Any kind of fluids that we have sitting around. Let's get rid of the stuff. Yeah, there we go. That's where the dupes are walking around, getting their feet wet constantly. And that is also, of course, playing into our stress issues here, at least a tiny little bit. Something that we haven't done all day so far is claiming a blueprint. Definitely want to do that. But let's take a look here. I don't want to mess with that. Pedal diagonal. Cool. Definitely already had that. Blueprint. Come on, dupes. Somebody mop this here so you stop walking through it. TL Dato says, hi, I would like to thank the anonymous person who gifted me a membership. They were not really anonymous. I'm pretty sure it was either Killjoy or Rubber Duck. Mr. GamerTech15 is here and says, "Hi, I just killed my first colony, LMA. Oh, I'm so sad." There is absolutely no reason to be sad about a lost colony. Quite to the contrary, if anything at all, it's an opportunity to learn and do it better / different, depending on how you want to look at it, next time around. Absolutely no reason to be sad about a lost colony or some lost dupes. As I like to say, dupes are resources. You can always get more and more dupes. That is something that should definitely not stop us. Don't forget to laugh manically when that happens. That is the most important part. Kiona says, "There's always a new colony." I agree. There's always a new colony. That is not a bad thing. Losing a colony, not a bad thing. Always keep that in mind, especially if you're a newer player to the game. Don't let yourself get discouraged. It has happened to each and every one of us. I guarantee you, all of us have lost a colony at one point or another. TL says, "Email just said anonymous." Really? That's fancy. It was evil sadness. Temperatures. Still monitoring this here. It's just at least a little bit. Temperatures still normal. Eruption in 9.2 cycles. It did take us a little bit to get it back online. So we probably gonna have a much smaller window in between eruptions this time around. If any window at all. We will see. But yeah. One is always sad when losing mildly useful minions. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't really get too sad when I lose a dupe. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Just how it goes sometimes, you know. Okay, changing this cooling loop here is next on the agenda. How are we gonna do that? We could do 4, 4, and 3. 4, 4, and 3 would be super simple, probably. Yeah. We already have one down here. Could add one right here. And could add another one up here on the top. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. One right here. And one right here somewhere. Just gotta figure out how to build this here. Probably, actually, thinking about it, we could. Yeah, what is the best possible location for the thing here? I'm wondering. Wondering if it matters too much. Probably not, to be quite honest. Let's just put it right here, smack dab in the middle, because why not? There we go. Let's make this here happen just super quick. And the way we're gonna do this is literally right here. We're gonna come over here to the right side. We're gonna come down here and in. Here we're gonna come down, down and over with our nifty little liquid bridge. And then last but not least, we're going to bring this output right here, up to right here and in. There we go. That will fix up this right side right here, or the top side. Actually, not even. We're only going to come into right here. This here we don't need anymore. There we go. Nice and separated. Don't need this anymore either. Gonna rip out this here exactly as it is. Perfect. Top is completed. The only other thing that we need is another one of these bad boys right here. And yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Why not do something like this here? Get rid of this one. And then once that is done, we can just build us another liquid reservoir right here. And then we can just connect it up, of course, as well. Super easy. We're going to come through here. It's 3 high. I believe it's right here. And I believe it's right there. Actually, we can't do that. Huh. Because we have a piece of neutronium right here. That is a problem. So we got to come through here instead. Kill that. And do it like this instead. There we go. That's much more like it. Beautiful. As that should be. Tired, thank you very much for the follow. Truly, truly appreciate it. In F6, I wanted to grab a liquid bridge though. And the liquid bridge goes this way around. There we go. This is a proper loop number 1. Now we just need to build proper loop number 2. And that one is going to be right here. It's only going to be 3 of them, so it's going to be much simpler, of course, but nothing that we can't fix. Let's see, we only need to rip out these 3 right here. The rest can stay. This can stay, this can stay, this can stay. This has to go, and we will come back around. Yeah, probably through the inside. This inside right here. Back around and in. Yep, that should be fine. That should be super simple right here. Just gotta rip out a few things before we can finish it. And then down here on the bottom, last but not least, we're gonna come through here all the way around, all the way around. Yeah, that's super simple. Super simple once again, because right at this moment, right here, we are done. We just need to decide how exactly we're gonna make it back here. And we could just make our lives even easier. Hold on real quick. All of this here could stay the same if we just do this. There we go. Last but not least, of course, we will need one more liquid reservoir somewhere. For this loop right here, we can, for example, build it right here, because why not? Might as well make that happen. Bring this over and up, bring this over and in, and snip this off right there. And thank you very much for the Twitch Prime after the follow. Truly, truly appreciate that. Tired, Dadeo? Something like that. Not sure how to pronounce that, sorry. But thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Alright, that is a lot of dupes we'll have to do here. Well, it's not that world-ending, to be honest, but still quite a little bit they will have to accomplish here one way or another. So let's plop in the bridge right here as it should be. So we have that done as well. If you're concerned with the well-being of dupes, never play Rimworld. I agree. Do you want to stay with waters to cool the reactor, or sometimes switch to nuclear waste? I don't know. I mean, eventually we can, but in the beginning it will be water. And we will also build us somewhere right here a backup water source. Just so we are on the same page here. Paradadio? Nice. Okay. Thanks. Always helpful to get, well, always helpful to get a little bit of help with pronunciations. For sure. Okay, dupes, lots to do here. How are we doing down here on the bottom? Water temperature at 0 degrees. That's totally fine. Up here on the top at 9 degrees. We can live with that. We can live with that. Very good. Can't really complain too much. Our steam temperature here stays at around 200 degrees. Our 4 steam turbines here at full output basically constantly. That's great. There's really not much to complain here. In all reality. In all reality. Very, very good. The plastic ladders, why are they not being built? Not feeling the love? Come on, dupes. Give it just slightly higher priority across the ladders so we can get those done. Because those will, of course, make everything else a little bit faster. So prioritizing these here in the long run is going to be very helpful. No questions asked. Anything else that can be mopped, should be mopped, doesn't look like it. But yeah, the dupes are building around here. Looks like they already made a little bit of progress. Yeah, there we go. Why are you hurt, Killjoy? What happened? Seriously, what did happen? I'm actually curious. But either way, liquid reservoir goes out into space where it should be. And that should be fine. Right here, this here has been ripped out, so we can now continue this loop all the way through. And then right here, we just have to figure out how we're going to make our way back. Yeah, how are we going to make our way back? Not through here, probably. Also, not through here, probably. We're going to build it like this instead. Yep. Gonna rip this one here, not out, but cut it off. Yeah, let's do it this way. With a bridge. Gonna just build straight through this here. Gonna come back down around. And then at some point we have to make it in here. We will. Through here. Into there. There we go. That will do it for sure. That's gonna be good. Liquid bridge right here is okay. Liquid bridge right here is not okay. So let's fix it. Not with this button, but with this one. There we go. And let's snip this here off. And let's build it like this here instead. In case you're wondering why I'm building it like this here, the reason is very simple, because with our liquid bridge right here, if I build it like this here, it does conduct heat from the left to the right. And that is something we don't want to do. Therefore, we want to have our bridge in the wall like this here. And our pipe goes straight through, so we do not have that exchange of gases. And a bunch of beers from Tired Daddy-O. Thank you for the beers. Always nice to see it. Okay, dupes. Plenty to do. I don't know why you're chilling. Honestly, don't know why you're chilling. There's so much to do. That should be the last thing on your mind. Automation wire built out of iron. That's fine. Bring that in. Automation wire out of iron. That's fine. And is this one here also built out of iron? I'm gonna make sure everything's iron and no mistakes have been made. Nope. All good. Perfectly fine. No issues at all. Right here, it looks like we built a wire, but no transformer for it. That is an issue. We need more transformers. We could theoretically plop a couple... No, we want this area right here. We're not going to mess with this area because all of our nuclear waste is going to go somewhere into this area right here. That's what I at least have in mind. This area right here, we're going to industrialize all the way through. So that's going to be good. Yeah. Okay, dupes. Let's build this here. Then we're going to see what it looks like. That probably also makes it a little bit more understandable what we're going to do here with our 3 separate loops. Yeah, and then right here. You know what? Let's build us 3 large power transformers. And let's do this here differently. The way that power transformers, if they're built in a row, need to be built is as follows. We're going to build over to the left side right here. And then above right here, you're going to come out with your wires. Unless you want to go down, of course, which one of them actually has to do. Which one are we going to go down with? Probably the last one here, huh? Yeah. Yeah, the last one right here is a good choice in my book. Why not? And we're just going to bring it all the way down here. We can then deconstruct these 2. That should do it. And we can bring in the wires, or wire bridges, I mean, right here, here, and here. Last one right there. Actually, the last one right here I don't need. There we go. Rip out this here. And bring this here all the way through. There we go. That is a proper power transformer setup for our needs here. Should be no problem at all. Does nuclear waste take up a lot of space? Nuclear waste takes up no space because we are going to put it into a infinite storage. All right. Alright, dupes. I just gotta build this stuff. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I mean, yeah. There's nothing else we can do. We just gotta wait until it's done. Yeah, that is just what it comes down to at the end of the day. How is our research doing? Didn't I say it earlier? Oh, yeah, there we go. Applied Sciences is missing. Of course, down here on the bottom, right here, is where we are generating currently our red bolts, which is, of course, a little bit slower than what we are building right now. Weird, it won't let me follow you. Anyone know why? That is very odd indeed. Why doesn't it let you follow me? I don't know. Twitch and YouTube. Great platforms. I guess we can go one step further and implement the rest of the power wires here in the meantime. Where do we actually need them? That's the first question that we need to answer. Looks like we need one that comes over here. So that will be actually this one right here. And I can let the game run in the background in the meantime. That's totally fine. We're going to build us one right here. And then we're going to snip this one. And we're going to build us another wire. Also, not build out a lid. We're not even going to start that. In this area right here, building something on the inside of the lid on accidentally could be a problem. Gonna try to avoid that before it even becomes a potential issue. Let's feed this along here. That makes it into right there. That's great. And then actually the last one will go up there. You know what? We even don't need the last one. The last one is just going to be a spare because we're going to need more power here anyway. We can just go on with this wire right here and bring it up there. There's nothing hooked up to it other than the auto sweeper. So that's totally fine as it is. That should be it. And this one right here, like I said, it's just going to be a backup. Or better to say, it's going to power this area right here once we get to it. All right. Very good. Let's put that in. And let's see what that looks like once we have it. Yeah, water temperature is still great. Everything here is still looking very good indeed. The overflow is looking nice. There's really not too much to complain here right now. I think with our second Thermac tuna right here, we definitely made a world of a difference and made the system a lot more stable. Before that, I built it with only 1 kilogram per second. For that, 1 Thermac tuna is enough. Apparently, having 3 kilograms per second, one of them, is not enough. And now we can actually see it, how the automation right here turns off the second one. And currently, only one is running until the water gets too hot again. Very nice. Do you have a Rodriguez palm? We do have a Rodriguez palm. It's right here. Just hanging out, right here, chilling. As it is in the book. Quite literally. If there would be an oxygen not included book, that would be in it. Are you going to cool the 4 transformers? The loop is closed. Yes, we are going to cool these here. Yeah. Wait, what happened here? Did I accidentally rip out one of them? That's funny. Let's see. Let's cool him real quick as well, so we don't have an issue. It should be fine, probably for a very long time without any issues, but yeah. Let me plop one here, 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 and there, and then let's come into here, there, and up, and around, and snippety snap. And the transformers are cooled and is expandable to whatever we need it to be. Super simple, not a big deal. Okay, dupes. Just gotta build it. Then we gotta well, I guess redistribute the water is probably not exactly correct. We still have this pipe right here. It's very long. It's coming all the way from, let's follow it along, all the way over here. Where we have, guess what? A little bit of polluted water. So that's nice. Let's pump it probably into this liquid reservoir right here. Just so we can fill up a second one, and then these two here I can't just share. That's going to be super simple to get these two here to share between each other. And then this one right here, we're just going to fill up from the other side. Again, that should be easy, and it shouldn't cause any issues at all. Just going to bring this line down and all the way over here. And then we're just going to connect it, and it should be good. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Tired Daddy is me, FYI. Yeah. That makes sense, I guess. You're on both platforms at the same time. That's nice. I was like, hold on a second. Now you're on YouTube? Okay. There we go. Loop-de-loop. Loop-de-loop indeed. Even without the Thermac tuna, the loop already works. Great to see that the cooling loop already does what we need it to do. Also, over here, I think is where I'm going to put our emergency water area, whatever we want to call that, I suppose. I don't know how big, though. Yeah, let's give it another. The dupes have more than enough to do. Let's give it a tiny little bit of time here. Before we figure out exactly how we're going to build this area. One step after another in a build like this, before it gets too confusing what we are working on. Let's build the cooling loop first, then build the backup water, and then build all the stuff that we need for radiation bolts. Or rat bolts, I mean, not radiation bolts. Okay, so far, so good, indeed. All right. A little bit more action in this area here would be beautiful to see, not gonna lie. What's damaging here? Oh. Yeah, we don't want to do that. That's not it. Why is that? That's why. Okay, there we go. That will fix it in a heartbeat, as it should be. If that's the worst of it, we can handle it, no problem. That is for sure. Automation-wise, can't forget the automation wires, though. As soon as we hook it up to power, it will take off. If we don't have automation wires set, looks like they are, and that is okay. I'm just going to set these here to something outrageous, like send a green signal if above 200 degrees. Why not? And we're going to copy the settings to all of them, since the water is already moving. Once they have power, we don't want them to start. Oops, big wire don't go into little wire. And that is exactly why you are the electrical engineer, Keonis. Thank you. Okay, right here. Looks like we have an extra piece of wire, pipe right here that we also can rip out while we are at it. This is a little bit of a side project. Just happened to notice it while we were zooming around here. And other than that, did I just turn this here off? Yep, I literally just snipped off the power. Super simple, as it should be. Let's also have a dude maybe come by here and, I don't know, dig through here a little bit. So the water can flow over here, so we have a little bit more available. That's it. That's all I want him to do over there. Other than that, this here can be put in. I don't care about the material or anything like that. It all comes from somewhere. And of course, we will also all get it back. All right. The choice of laying power wires is Jared, who is a level 1 member. Thanks for that. And yes, the choice of laying power wire. Lots. And lots of power wire. Big builds do require big power wires. Or at least lots of them. Okay, very, very good. This here is coming in as well, so we can fill up our second loop here. Matter of fact, we can fill up our second loop already. All we have to do for that is connect the two loops together. Let me double check that there are no mistakes here. Nope, everything looks great. All we have to do is connect these two here together temporarily. So the water can flow over here. And then we're just going to wait a little bit until it's 50-50 split. And we're done with it. Super simple and super fast. But all the fun sparks and molten metal, says 3C. That's right. Jonas says, very similar to the flow of water. Too much density, where a big pipe will pop a little pipe, a big wire will set a little wire on fire. That is how that goes. Our internal enemy, amperage. Can I get these last two pieces here a little bit faster? Wouldn't that be something? I think that would be something. Let's hook this here up. It can start pumping for all I care. That's fine. Why is this here unreachable? Oh, that's why. That is why. We can fix that too. That's okay. But the last few pipes here are being built as well. Very, very nice. Love to see it. The internet is like a series of tubes. The big backbone doesn't go into a 10-year-old Wi-Fi router. Okay, so far so good. I guess by now, the dudes have a little bit more time on their hands. Let's just make this here, what do we have to work with here? 12 tiles, 8 tiles. We don't need that much. Let's just make it 8 tiles wide, yeah. That should be fine. Bring down a ladder, bring up a ladder, just so we can come in here from all directions. And then also, while you're at it, dupes, this entire area here needs to be cleaned up. This here is just going to be the backup water reservoir, and the backup water reservoir will have to be fed into this line right here. Question is, how are we going to do that? That's something I didn't consider. Did I now? Apparently not. Nope. Clearly not. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I need right here a bridge that goes up. And I need right here a bridge that goes down. Yeah, let's make that happen. That should do it. And then right here, I also need to have one more bridge that goes up. Okay, let's make that happen. That allows me to do what I need to do here in a minute. But first, let's put the bridges in. And then let's fix up the system. Okay, very good. We can also speed up this transfer here a little bit by snipping off this line. Now we are straight transferring over. If we also snip off this line right here, we are going straight from this reservoir into this reservoir, which again speeds it up quite drastically. Dupes can't reach a pipe above the 4 transformers. Is that actually 4 high? 5 high? Yes, it is. Damn it. And the same is true for here, isn't it? Yep, damn it. Good catch. Very good catch. Niedny, thank you for that. Very, very good eyeballs, apparently. Love to see it. Okay. Let's just transfer a little bit of water over there. Doesn't have to be an insane amount or anything crazy. But it needs to be at least substantial enough to make a difference here. Here we are going to cut this side here off. That allows it to empty out. We're also going to, after the autosave right here, we're going to cut off this side right here. And this one here hasn't been built yet. But even though it hasn't been built, we're still going to cut it off already. That's fine. Let's let it run for a tiny little bit longer. Let's see. I mean, this here shows roughly 2,700 or so. It will be a 50-50 split. Roughly right there. Doesn't have to be 100% or nothing. So let's actually go ahead and give it a few more seconds and snip it off right here. Okay, good enough for us right now. Now we just need to see exactly how these here are supposed to run again. This one here is going to come up here. Actually, I snipped off the wrong one. This one right here is the correct one. This needs to be put back online. And there we have our loop. Nice. And now this here should start this loop here back up as well. Very good. Now we should have 3 separate loops running in this one system right here. As that should be. And what we're also going to do is we're going to snip off this here right around now. And we're going to fill up this one down here quite drastically as well. Very, very good. This is exactly what we wanted. Might as well take the extra time to do it right. We could have split this one here into 3 somewhat equal parts and it would have been just as fine. But if we want to expand our cooling loop in the future for anything else at all, it is always good to have some extra fluid. And we do have it available, so why not utilize it? As is. That's at least how I look at it. Snip off the power wire. Empty out the pipe, however much it is. That is still coming. That is what we are going to grab. That's where we are going to take. And it will be just fine. Come on, a little bit longer. Charles says, wow, I almost missed the start of the stream. Oh, man. Okay. That's good. All right. Pipes empty here after the autosave. And we are ready to roll. As should be. Great. So far, so good. We have 3 independent from each other loops that are all looping. Just one more thing that I realized. Down here, we do have those metal tiles. And those metal tiles are a hell of a lot better when water comes down than those insulated tiles right here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and expand these out all the way over to be in a line with each other. And then rip out those liquid vents. We want the water, all the water, to drip all the way down to the metal tiles. That is for sure. That's what we want, so let's make that happen. That's where most of the heat is. Not from the thermal aquatuner, but from the research reactor itself. Okay, so far, so good. Now we just need up here a couple more things. First of all, a liquid pump built out of anything, it doesn't matter. Anything that is good. We will need to connect it to power. We can once again utilize this bad boy right here. Already going to build it over here to the right side because we will need to power more stuff with it. Might as well get ready for that right away. And then in F6, what we are going to do is as follows. We're going to grab us this liquid pipe right here, make an insulated pipe, make it out of igneous rock. Yep, that's it. That is it indeed. And we are going to come through here with a liquid bridge right here. Gonna grab us once again our piping, gonna come with the pipe all the way up here, all the way to here. That should be fine. And most importantly, we are going to build a bridge. The bridge is super duper important. And once that is done, all we're going to do, we're gonna come up one further, all the way here, all the way there, through here. That is fine. All the way to there, all the way through here, back away from the space, or this space area, and then the liquid vent. Alright, dupes, let's build that. And I am again getting a call from work. I'm so sorry, guys. Today is just a disaster. Okay, guys. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah. I don't think it makes much sense to continue here. I'm still gonna be on the phone. Yeah, it's just not worth continuing. Either I have to go in myself or I will be on the phone for at least another while here. So I think we're gonna call it quits right here. I will either come back live later if the problem will eliminate itself, or I will be back tomorrow. That is for sure. I was already planning on streaming tomorrow. It wasn't planned for Oxygen Not Included. It was planned for a different game, but what can you do, I suppose? We will see. Definitely want to get this thing here started. I mean, we put so much work into it, and now we can't get to see it. That truly sucks. But yeah. Sorry, guys. It is just what it is. Every once in a while, real life comes first. So thank you all for joining today. I guess, last but not least, I'm going to open up one more blueprint just because we can. What game? What game? Was planning to continuing with the altars to see how it goes on. Because, yeah, that was the plan for tomorrow. Just for a shorter stream for a couple hours or so. So far, I enjoyed the game, so no reason not to give it another shot. But, again, thank you very guys all... can't even speak English anymore. Thank you guys all for joining today. Truly, truly appreciate that. And sorry for all the interruptions and other nonsense. That is certainly not what I planned. So, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and hopefully I see you tomorrow. Later.